I don't really remember why we were out there in the first place. It's been a few years by now and it's not a reason I care to remember. It's probably something petty, exploration, prospecting for useful materials, you know, the usual. We were hit by a stray meteor. I don't know where it came from and I don't know why the sensors didn't pick it up, but it hit us. It went straight through the ship's shields. They were never intended to take a direct hit by a big-ass piece of rock. Anyway, there I was, the only survivor of the fucking thing, and you know why I was alive? I'd been in the bathroom, taking a dump. When I stepped out and zipped up my pants, it hit us. It took out the cockpit and most of the front of our ship. Everyone else had been up front, probably plotting our next destination or whatever. I didn't really care. I was a geologist, not some navigator or astrophysicist. Suddenly, I was alone. Well, not completely alone. You see, I had Crusoe. He was my dog, and you better believe I regretted giving him that name a few weeks later. Anyway, let me tell you my story. The alarm was blaring. The ship was spinning out of control. Warning! Warning! Critical hull integrity failure. Warning! Core containment breach. Warning! Atmosphere leaking at critical levels. Damn! Damn, damn, damn! I zipped up my pants as quickly as humanly possible as I rushed out of the toilet. Crusoe, where the hell are you, boy? I could hear him whimper. Poor thing had wet himself on the floor. Well, not that I could blame him. If my bowels hadn't been expunged seconds prior, I would have probably shat my own pants. I grabbed him by the collar and hoisted him up into my arms. I was for once thankful for the lowered gravity of the ship. Finally, it was good for something. After all, picking up a full-sized mixed-breed dog isn't easy in normal gravity. I ran hard and fast to one of the escape shuttles and flung him inside. I've got no time to be gentle. After all, the entire ship's going to hell. I jumped into it after him and pressed the eject button. The shuttle hatch closed behind me. We were out of the ship within seconds. It was then I could see the extent of the damage. Most of the front was simply gone, and had the bathroom been just a few meters to the left, I wouldn't be alive. I was at once thankful and filled with dread. After all, we were far out of human space and nowhere close to Senate territories. Who the fuck would pick us up? Were we stuck here? We had floated through space aimlessly for hours when I felt it. We were falling. Or, according to the computer, we were descending. But there's a hair's difference between the two. I couldn't remember if we'd bought the escape shuttles with the attached thrusters or if we'd been cheap on that as well. I hope to God we hadn't been. I have never been a religious man, but at this time I was willing to kiss the toes of Satan for some thrusters. My relief was beyond words when I felt them kick in. We had thrusters after all. What I didn't know was that the angle of our descent was wrong, and that we were about to crash. Then the crash came, and my world went dark. As I woke up, my face was wet. I slowly raised my hand and ran it across my face. No detectable wounds. Well, I still had my rugged good looks. At least I had that going for me. I opened my eyes and inspected my hand. Slimy, but it wasn't blood. I looked over to see Crusoe sitting there, panting, wagging his tail. Bastard had slimed all over me. I sighed and pat him on the head. Good that you're okay, boy. I sit up. Well, I might not be injured, but I'm no less sore for it. As I stand up, I bonk my head rather heavily on the hatch, which is now the top of the pod. Fucking eel! I rub the back of my head furiously. Then I look up. The transparent hatch shows me a greenish blue sky. Well, at least there's some sort of atmosphere. I check the small computer within the pod. The atmosphere is breathable, even though the levels of oxygen are larger than Tehran standards. Well, lucky for me, I pop the hatch. A soft but ultimately alien fragrance strikes me, as the pod is filled with sounds from the outside. As I clamber to look out the hatch, I see a dense jungle all around me. So not only did the planet have a breathable atmosphere, but it was also filled with life. Bloody hell, I must have the devil's luck. Crusoe barks uncertainly as he places his paws on my back. Oh, you want to see it too? I drop back into the pod and put my arms beneath him, lifting him up to the pod hatch. I let him exit the pod and I can hear foliage rustle as he drops down to the outside. I soon follow him, hoisting myself up and out of the pod. I sit there, gazing out into the sea of vibrant color, except for the limited craters surrounding my crashed vessel. All things considered, I was pretty well off. I saw Crusoe roll in the mud nearby, and I chuckled to myself. He hadn't seen proper mud outside the lab for months. As I gazed around the alien landscape, only one thought reverberated through my mind. I'm still alive.